lot of business leaders now sort of move a little bit away from sales. They see sales in a sort of a slightly maybe negative light. Most managing directors, CEOs have got more sort of financial backgrounds. They're sort of accountant type individuals or finance sort of minded, as opposed to sort of sales and marketing and creativity and so forth. So talk to us about, how those skills, obviously they've done you well, and they're sort of differentiators in terms of leadership. So tell us how those skills in terms of creativity, sales, and people skills that that you've had and you've honed has helped.
You raise an interesting point there about the world's view of sales.
Yeah.
It does have a negative reputation. I think some of that harks back to unsavoury practices by double glazing salesmen and all that kind of thing. And it was a lesson for me that I started off in a commercial environment without thinking about, it's sales. It was just, I like talking to people, and people ended up buying things from me. And because I would always try and empathise with the customer, because if ultimately they need something and you've got something that you think they need and it can help, it's very straightforward. But the reality is, sales is as much a profession as anything else, despite that negative connotation. And if people understood that, I think there'd be a lot more strength around sales as being a career option for people. And it's very difficult for me, because I genuinely believe that it can be a very rewarding career. But again, there's always that negative connotation. But the beauty is that from a personal perspective, I actually happen to love figures. Now, I think maybe that makes me unusual in a creative kind of way, but I, from a very early age, have been very comfortable analysing data, and financial data in particular. So I do think it's an important skill to have. And if you don't have it, then try and learn those skills, because by understanding the information, you can really, really then apply your creative thinking, because you really know what the underlying information is telling you and what the impact will be. So for me, managing the costs of a business as well as managing the top line revenue, they're both equal. And of course, sales typically equals the top line, but not the bottom line. But I really, really think those are important life skills for anyone to be able to understand, to read a spreadsheet, to be able to really look at what the information's telling you, not just, there's a spreadsheet, but what is it that it's actually telling you?
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.